What's up, you guys? We are back for another great episode of Culture or Clickbait. It's your girl, Deja E.
And it's your boy, Dante.
And y'all already know we take the hottest headlines in music, sports, and entertainment and determine whether it's for the culture or
simply for clicks.
In entertainment, we have to talk about Brandy sitting down at A24 talking about Halle Berry being the perfect person to play her in a biopic. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really here for the statement, and neither was social media. Y'all take a look.
Who would I cast to play me in a movie about my life? There's a few people that come to mind, but off the top of the dome, Halle Bailey.
Okay, cool. So for me, I just feel like Halle Bailey is a great overall artist and yes, an amazing vocalist, but she does not have the look and or the essence of a Brandy. Not whatsoever. Not the boy is mine, Brandy. I'm not going for it. I personally feel like there are other girls out here in the industry that can definitely play Brandy and kill it from the looks all the way to the vocals, like Coco Jones and like Ryan Destiny. Like, those are two great artists and two great vocalists. They can do it for me. Dante, how you feel about this?
I can agree with your statement about Coco Jones. I can really see Coco Jones playing a Brandy. I understand why she would say Halle, because vocally, maybe Halle's the stronger vocalist and Brandy sees herself as one of the top tier vocalists.
Okay.
So I can definitely see where the comparison would come from.
I hear it. I'm just not here for it. Give it to the brown skin girl. Halle a little too light. No shade.
Oh, God.
She is.
But this is definitely for the culture.
Lee Daniels released his new film, The Deliverance, on Netflix, and let's just say social media is taken to this film and has a bunch of different opinions on it. Y'all can take a look right here. Okay, Lee Daniels stated that this is not a horror film. This is more of a thriller and a suspense film, but it is also faith-based, as well as discussing a woman fighting her demons in every walk of her life, from her addiction to drugs to her relationship with her children, all the way down to her mom. Now, I'm not gonna spoil this movie for you, but I feel like the message in it was very powerful. Dante, did you see it?
I actually saw it. It was scary, I ain't gonna lie. I had to watch cartoons after that went off. I couldn't do it.
Just couldn't do it. Yeah, the demon voices was very like scary and up there. It was a little cringy, but I think that this was a great way to touch on things that we all are dealing with daily, right? Things that everybody as a human being probably face. But what I want to talk about is a lot of the Christian community thought that this was a very demonic and not a great way to display a faith-based film.
I think that's because they're used to a certain thing when they see faith-based, but this is something different. This is actually putting it in front of you and making you have no choice but to deal with the issues.
Right.
You know, you can't run away from it, and that's, people not used to that.
Even bigger, I feel like, don't y'all rebuke the devil every time you're saying a prayer? What is rebuking the devil? And then when reading the Bible, isn't the whole book the dialogue between light and dark? Isn't it demons in the book? Isn't it spirits jumping in and out of people in the book?
Don't you walk in the house when you first move into a house and pray over the house with oil? And you know, this is all the same concept.
It really is. Now, I understand how it seemed like it's scary, and that takes away from, I guess, the light of the movie, but this was not supposed to be about the light. This was supposed to be about the light fighting through the dark, literally. I think he did a great job on it, and I'm gonna say that this movie is for the culture for me.
Now, Daisha, while we're here, let's talk about how Lee Daniels and Monique was able to rekindle their relationship during this time. I think this movie was the perfect thing to bring them back together. What do you feel about that?
I definitely think it was as well. Monique said that she was willing to rekindle her relationship with him, so I think that it was timely. It needed to happen.
Right.
And she's the reason we chose to watch the movie or knew much about it to begin with, so that was definitely awesome and needed.
That's a real cultural conversation right there to be had.
Cynthia Bailey from The Real Housewives of Atlanta sat down on Sirius XM and said that she has a new man and she not telling y'all who he is. Y'all take a look at this clip because Cynthia still sort of kind of gave her man up without giving her man up.
Are you dating now?
I am.
What's happening here?
I'm dating, and I'm doing. You know, it's like we were talking about the whole speed dating thing. Well, I can confirm that the dating scene is trash out here at this point. So,
Is it?
Without having to lower my standards too low at this point, and then being a woman of a certain age and all that good stuff. I have met someone. I met someone who lives in Amsterdam. That he comes to visit me a lot, and it's been
hot
4 consistent months.
That's hot.
And I really like him.
So Daisha, after watching that clip, tell me, what do you think the fact that she says she's not letting anybody know that she's dating this new guy, even though she just told us she's dating a new guy?
Just saying I'm dating a new guy and he's located in Amsterdam and we be out in the public is just like, you telling us. You still telling us, and y'all only been dating for 4 months is like crazy to me. Now, Cynthia did say that the dating pool is trash, and definitely at her age, it's hard to find somebody to be consistent with. But baby, I feel like at this big old age, the privacy thing does not really matter. I feel like it is about the work. Miss Cynthia, bring it on in, sister, we gotta talk. The real issue here is we have to deal with self, Miss Mamas. I don't understand how it's so hard to keep a relationship and or like a steady relationship. I understand how with age that people are more set into their ways and a little more stubborn and don't want to be moved out of how they live their life. And depending on how long they've been single before, that might make it a little harder. But baby, the man change and then displaying the man to us is kind of driving me crazy. So I'm a little here for the fact that she is sort of kind of not showing us the physical man, but by telling us that you got one and where he located and that y'all be out in the public, you halfway did the job again.
Pretty much. It basically takes away the idea of privacy because now anybody who we see you out with, we're gonna highlight them as that's the man.
Just because we know you got a man.
Before, we didn't care.
This right here is definitely clickbait, but the conversation about how to keep a relationship and like the dating pool at her age is definitely something to discuss. But I'm gonna put this as clickbait completely because, again, Cynthia, you gave yourself up and your man up. Y'all investigate.
It definitely got my stamp of clickbait approval.
Yeah.
R&B is back. This has probably been one of the best weeks of R&B. We had Halle Bailey come out with a new single. We had Kehlani drop a project. We had Usher and Victoria Monet with a feature that we probably didn't even know we actually wanted. And not to mention Money Long with a new album and Tyrese with a new album. All of that right there is a lot going on for R&B. That's nothing but talent, 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 talent. As my girl Daisha say, clicks. Daisha, I want to know from you, which one was your most favorite release of the R&B week?
My favorite release will have to go to, I'll say Halle Bailey because I love you, and I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like this song was a great way to kind of show her growth from her as a woman to her in a relationship as well as her as a mother. Because Halle was talking her shit on here, okay? Now, I do also think that the music video was a great way to show like the sweet girl, multiple personalities. I'm every woman is in me. It's basically what she was trying to show in that music video.
It gave like, I could be your freak in the morning, your freak in the evening, or I could be your soft, sweet girl.
Yeah.
I could be shy.
Yeah.
It gave every personality, especially when she got on top of the hood of that car dancing. That was like, oh.
I love it.
Halle. I wasn't expecting that.
And that was a good comeback after the baby and after all of her content that they post online with her and DDG. So it was very timely and very perfect for her.
And she's still my Little Mermaid, by the way.
Let that girl grow up. Ain't nothing little about that mermaid over there. That mermaid done had a whole baby. It got a whole man, okay? Now, what was your favorite project and or song from this R&B lineup? You love to sing.
Superpowers, man. Money Long came with the Brian McKnight sample on Superpowers. That song started the album off as the #1 song, and it took me all the way through the weekend. I probably had that song on repeat back to back to back.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna hold you.
I want to sing it for y'all right now, but I'm not gonna do it because they should gonna kill me.
I'm not gonna let him do it, but he definitely knows all of the words already. The song just came out like 3 days ago. It's ridiculous. Now, this is definitely for the culture because R&B, real R&B, from love music to baby making music to the pain part of R&B to finding yourself again, is all happening in all of these songs. So this is definitely for the culture.
I think this is definitely a cultural conversation. Before we move on, let me ask you, what do you think the resurgence of this type of R&B does for the R&B acts to come?
That's a great question. So I feel like this sets the new tone of what R&B should be, but I think that it also is putting all the feels back into music. So for any new R&B artist that is coming up, they're gonna have to come up and have a transparent rollout where they kind of show us all the different walks of the different things that they dealing with life, because that is what creates great R&B music. And in a time right now where everything's so hippity hoppity, bippity boppity, tick-tockity, this is just kind of like perfect for people to come and talk about real experiences. I'm tired of trying to dissect people's real experiences in rap music and in rap music only, because my experience is not sipping on no lean, fucking bitches and hoes, and I mean, I do be trying to get some money, so I ain't gonna hold y'all. But all in all, I feel like new R&B artists gonna have to come out and really give us some feels and really talk to us about what it is to be an R&B artist in this day, in this time.
Give us some pain. And that one is for the culture.
Now, we must give our love and condolences to Mariah Carey as she recently lost her mom and her estranged sister all on the same day. And this is very heart-wrenching, and I'm almost sure difficult for her and her family. Dante, give us a rundown about all of these things happening around Mariah and her family.
So basically, in a nutshell, her sister and her mom were both sick around the same time. Her sister passed away, and her and Mariah hadn't been on the same page for a while now, which is why it's important to know that they were estranged sisters, because they had not been speaking. Well, it came out that the best friend of the sister felt like Mariah should have, sent the flowers, sent the letter, a postcard, something.
Yeah.
And Mariah just didn't choose to do so. To be honest with you, I think it's just a simple case of both people are sick at the same time. As though I sympathize with you, my mom may be more important at this moment because my relationship with the mother is closer. So I don't feel like she was technically wrong for what she did, but I do think it's a power of preference.
Yeah.
And I think with that being said, it's a family matter. We should not go dive too deep into their issues.
Yeah.
As far as who was right and who was wrong. It's kind of like, it gets real sticky.
It does, and I agree with the whole family matters. It's something that after a certain point, everybody got to kind of hands off, and this, I'm gonna hands off. Now, I do not think that this is something that is clickbait. I understand how it's cultural as well, because I mean, death is just something that is never ending. It's something inevitable. It's something that we can't remove ourselves from. But coping with and checking on your people once you're made aware that they're sick is something cultural to discuss. Check on your strong friends, check on your weak friends, check on your sick friends, check on your family members. Like, start making that really a thing. I know out of sight, out of mind is real. It happens to me all the time. But we have to check on our people.
On top of Mariah Carey, let's talk about, hip hop, as right now we're also mourning for another death, Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah. I'm low-key tired of the death segment. It's like, it just keep happening. And Fat Man Scoop situation is this close and similar to how Beat King passed. He definitely collapsed in the midst of a performance that he was doing. But the one thing that I want to highlight in this, in hindsight, is at least he went out doing something that he was passionate about.
Right. He went out doing his love.
Yeah. So I'll take it. Again, we offer our condolences, love, and prayers to each of these families. And if y'all don't know who Fat Man Scoop is,
Fat Man Scoop, Timberland,
then you're not cultured at all if you just simply don't know who this is. Y'all go do some research, please.
Go listen to some Ciara songs.
Yes, y'all go watch You Got Served.
You Got Served.
Y'all run it up so his family can receive all of these coins and money on the back end from his work that he put out while he was here. And learn to give people their flowers.
And that for me is definitely for the culture.
Popular TikTok influencer Jules LeBron has been taking over social media with very cutesy, very mindful, very demure for this viral quote. Y'all take a look.
See how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful.
So she recently took to social media to talk about some of her grievances as she was trying to get the trademark to very demure, but it was already taken. Yes. Dante, I know you know a little bit more about this topic as well, so what's going on with very demure?
So the person named Very Demure, which that's not her name, is Jules LeBron, by the way. Jules LeBron took to social media and she let everyone know that, you know, she had been trying to get the trademark for the name, but because of her moving slow and limited resources, she was not able to actually acquire it, and it made her feel really bad. Take a look at this video.
Like, I've just invested so much money and time into this, and I feel like I did it wrong. Like, I feel like I didn't try hard enough. And like I wanted this to like do so much for like my family and like provide for my transition, and like I just feel like I dropped the ball.
So as you see, she was really, really hurt about not being able to do it. But look at what one video again on social media can do for you. Someone reached out and she was able to build a management team around this whole situation who now has helped her acquire her trademarks. Good for you, Jules LeBron. Do good business. Now, is this cultural clickbait? To me, this is a cultural conversation because a lot of people jump into viral sensations and doing all type of social media, TikTok type of situations, and not really think about the idea of where this can go from that point past social media. So there's no real business being done when these contents are being made. So there is no type of protection. But now it's good to understand that, hey, if you see you got a little bit of motion, or even if you don't even have the motion yet, but you got the following, anything you do need to be trademarked. Because anything can take off in an instant.
And we've definitely seen this happen multiple times before with viral moments. We have seen the City Girls try to get period. We've just seen it so many times where it's like, stop chasing the viral moment and think the process through. Come up with a plan so that you can have your shit together and you can make your coin.
This might tell my age, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. If you want a good reference to know what to do in moments like this, go back and watch the Parker. Watch the episode when Nikki and her daughter was trying to get the trademark to, hey, you know, they couldn't get it, and somebody else bought it right from under them. So you'll see exactly what that process was like, but in an entertaining way. If you don't like to do a lot of reading, that's my take.
For sure, this is definitely for the culture here.
So Daisha, this is the face-off we've been waiting for. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump finally has agreed to go head-to-head in a no-notes debate.
Yes.
This debate will take place on September 10th on ABC in Philadelphia. Now, when I tell you I've been waiting for this, you know, a lot of people don't know that I'm an avid politics watcher. I've been waiting for the moment to see Kamala rip Donald Trump to shreds.
Listen, I feel like Donald is also gonna give Kamala a run for her money. So this is gonna overall be a really good debate. But what I would like to say in reference to this is I'm not here to sway anybody to choose anything that I want them to choose. I want you to watch simply so you are able to make an informed opinion about who you want to vote for. You ain't even gotta go through the whole debate or argument process with nobody trying to sway them or nothing. Just do your part. That's it.
I love your little red and blue look too. You're going kind of patriotic today.
I don't know, don't press me too much. I'm Jamaican more than anything. But, hey, go USA.
This is definitely a cultural conversation. So I feel like if anybody's not home watching this debate, you don't care about your life. Watch the debate. Once again, just like Daisha said, I don't care who you vote for, but watch the debate. Know who you need to vote for.
Now, Kamala team, I know they said no notes, but y'all know how Donnie get down over there. He gonna probably have some notes somewhere queued up. Y'all just make sure y'all do y'all part. Do not get caught slipping. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And Kamala, you should know what that means.
When you see him grab his ear, just everybody run.
Ciao.
So, Daisha, just this past week, LeBron took to social media on his podcast, The Shop, and stated that him and his son have a little, thing going on in the workplace, that he cannot call him dad.
Cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right, once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again in the car if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Brian.
Okay.
Or, GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him.
Now, I'm not going to lie. When I heard this, I said, I kind of like that. That's dope. Because I wish my dad would not let me call him dad in public.
Man.
I'd be like, Dana, what's up? Get your stuff together.
Ayo, Delia.
Like, I think that's a dope dynamic to have.
Yeah.
I don't want to always be having to be formal with my father.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's also a given, right? You got to compartmentalize. This is not your dad when you guys are on the court. This is not your dad at practice. This is your teammate. So it makes sense that he has to call him like some type of nickname. Just really imagine him saying, Dad, you missed that layup. Like, it just don't sound right. So I think that it was a conversation that was had just to be had, but it didn't really have to be had. What did y'all expect him to do? Now, what I do want to talk about is once Bronny started to cut up and getting to cussing and getting to be mad and all of these other things, LeBron cannot tap into his dad bag and try to get him together.
Or somebody disrespect him on the court.
Right. Everybody
don't turn
has to
to a dad.
Everybody.
Now, let me ask you this though. Now, this is a real question. What about when LeBron steps out of line and Bronny has to correct him? How does that go? Like, can I say, hey, Bron, get your together?
Yeah, we at work. Dad.
We at work.
Like,
Get out your feelings. Can I do that? LeBron, tell us, is that off limits for Bronny?
LeBron, I'm telling you, it ain't off limits for Bronny. Y'all both at work, so focus on the job itself. Y'all can talk about everything else when y'all get home. Now, this right here was just some clickbait to me. I don't really think it was cultural because, again, what do y'all expect? I'm not calling my dad or my mom or dad in a moment. It's like, hey, yo, bro, before I say mom or dad.
Well, for me, that was definitely for clickbait. Yeah, it's not really a cultural conversation. It's just good for clicks. It's good for entertainment, and I love it. I love the dynamic.
It's some other stuff going on in sports, too. Football is back. Dante, tell us what's going on in the football world.
Listen, college football.
And it did work.
There it is. College football is here to stay. Let's talk about, Daisha, forgive me. Let's talk about University of Miami and UF. University of Miami took to the field this past Saturday and killed UF in the game. Take a look at this clip.
Touchdowns. Mertz. That ball is picked off. It is Powell on the return. Mish Powell still on his feet. Mish Powell with the interception.
What a good day to be a UM fan. 34-17, University of Miami takes the win. Now, their new quarterback has been killing it on the field. When I tell you, this guy threw 385 yards within the first 6 of the game. That is crazy. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, Daisha, UF made a real big mistake this time because they underestimated what UM was coming with. You know, they've been on this little 30-game winning streak since 1990. You know, their first home game, they was losing. And they thought UM was just gonna be, okay, I'm gonna walk in the park.
Don't worry.
UM showed them who the real gamers was this weekend. And as a passionate University of Miami fan, it's all about the U.
Clearly, it's all about the U, but I'm gonna let you have that as I am a fellow Miamian. But let's be clear, the only orange and green I recognize who also won is the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, baby. So yeah.
Go Rattlers, you guys won too. That's for the culture.
And this has been another great episode of Culture or Clickbait. It's your girl, Deja.
And your boy, Dante.
And y'all already know we take the hottest headlines in music, sports, and entertainment and determine whether it's for the culture
or simply for clicks.
Come back and see us.